Hey folks, hope everyone's well. Really didn't need to buy another saw, but we got a good deal on this one. I was with my dad at a friend's house. We were cutting some firewood that he gave us. Somebody had done some logging on his land, actually kind of right next to his house and some buildings, and they left a mess. Left, I don't know, probably a dozen saw logs, but we'll get them took care of through the winter. It's no big deal, but I took my ported 360 with the pop-up piston and the little 024 we built. Both saws done great, like on both. That 360 is a monster. It just has gobs of torque. It'll take whatever you want to throw at it. I told him I built those saws and he didn't know it. A lot of people locally don't know I fool with saws. It's something I kind of try to keep to myself here because it can end up being a nightmare when you've got a bunch of weed eaters and mowers sitting here that you really don't want to fool with. But sometimes I do it anyway if I like the person. But anyway, he said I've got an old 028, said I don't need it. I think he said he'd give 125 for it. Said it ran when it was put up. Said if I wanted it for 50 bucks I could have it. So I said yeah, I'll take it because I've wanted an 028 to add to the collection. This is actually a super, one of the later saws. I think it was made around 85, 84, somewhere in that area. 51.4 cc's. I think your plain 028 is 43, and then your wood boss is 47. Didn't have to do much of anything to get it running. I had the plug out, I put a plug in it, primed it a little, and she lit right off. I did have to adjust the carb, but it was way out of adjustment. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it is going to need a sprocket. That thing is chewed up. We'll probably get us a rim sprocket to go on it. I don't like spurs, just for that reason of them wearing that way. Plans for the saw, we're going to get a sprocket and put on it, and the fuel line on it's a little soft. We'll probably put a fuel line on it and maybe a simple kit and a carb just for the hell of it. I don't like backtracking once we run it a little while in stock form, because I've never had one or ran one, so I'm curious to see how it pulls with a good sharp chain. And then we'll probably tear it down, do seals in it, and the bearings, if they feel good, we'll just leave them, and then see if we can get us a pretty aggressive port job on it. The saw has a lot of compression. It's not even been muffler modded. Did come to 16-inch bar and chain. I'm going to reuse that. However, we probably will put it on the 024. I'll about bet that may be the factory bar for that. I don't know. Chain looks good, but it's one of those safety chains that has the double drags on it. I don't really like that, but you can get them sharp and can get them cutting pretty good. But I think it'll go nice with the 024. Don't get me wrong, it pulled the 20 just fine, but I hadn't really never intended to use that saw in as big of wood as we did when we went to cut. We actually just went to look at the wood. I grabbed only 2 saws I knew were sharp, and we ended up cutting a big load of maple and poplar. Used the 024 mainly in the poplar and the 360 in that maple. It was really hard. Trees had been down about 2 years, I guess, so they were seasoned and good to go. But anyway, I just thought I'd make a quick little video just to show that I'm still here. Anyway, I think it's going to be a fun little saw. I just thought I'd share it, and I appreciate everyone watching, and have a good one.